All right, Celtics Nation, let's dive deep into what's happening with our Boston Celtics right now, because there's a lot to unpack, and it's getting pretty exciting. Josh Minott has been a name on everyone's lips this season, and for good reason. Watching him step onto the court, there's this energy that you can't really fake. He's young, 22, and already showing flashes of brilliance that make you stop and think about what he could become. He's been hitting career highs in points, grabbing rebounds like a seasoned pro, and while his assists are still a work in progress, it's clear he's getting more comfortable orchestrating plays, even if it's just incremental progress. You can see it in how he moves, how he fights through every possession, and how he manages to find himself in the right spot at the right time. There's something very raw and organic about his development that feels almost like watching a star being born in real time. The physical tools are there: height, length, athleticism, a motor that doesn't quit. And when you combine that with the mental approach he's showing, it's easy to imagine a future where he's not just a role player, but someone the Celtics build around in a very meaningful way. There's been chatter, of course, about whether Josh Minott could price himself out of Boston eventually. It's a fair conversation to have, because the kid is clearly talented, and once a player of his caliber begins to consistently perform at this level, other teams are going to notice. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. At this point, the Celtics still have him under control for the near future, and his connection with the team seems strong. You can see in the way he talks about being in Boston, in those moments after games when he expresses genuine appreciation for the opportunity and the environment he's in. He's not just chasing money yet. He's learning, growing, and contributing in a system that's letting him showcase his strengths. There's room to grow, and the ups and downs are part of that journey. Some games are incredible, 15 rebounds, 20 points, but others are more uneven, the kind where a player is still finding rhythm and consistency. That's normal for someone of his age. The chemistry with teammates, particularly with a star like Jason Tatum, is also something to watch. Minott isn't overshadowed, but he's also learning how to complement the talent around him. That balance between contributing significantly and fitting into the larger system is what will determine his long-term trajectory. And for what's being seen on the court, he's more than capable of adapting, learning, and expanding his game. The coaching staff clearly recognizes this, too. There's a dynamic where mistakes are addressed, sometimes even publicly in a way that might seem harsh, but it's part of the process. Minott responds well to that, and that kind of player-coach relationship can be pivotal in turning potential into real, lasting impact. The love for the game and the intelligence to take feedback seriously is something that separates good young players from truly great ones, and Minott is showing those qualities in spades. At the same time, there's an intriguing layer of strategy surrounding how teams view him and the kind of market he could eventually attract. While he's still young and developing, his profile is attractive. The combination of size, skill, and work ethic is rare. But the reality is, even if he continues to improve, the big money in the league is often reserved for proven stars or those in immediate championship caliber lineups. Role players like Minott, even when highly talented, have a different path. That doesn't mean he won't eventually command a significant contract, but it's a journey, and the Celtics are well-positioned to navigate it. The team structure, their vision for the future, and the way they integrate players like him into meaningful roles all contribute to an environment where he can thrive while still remaining loyal to the franchise. There's a balance to strike, and Boston seems to be handling it thoughtfully. Looking at the numbers, there's undeniable promise. Career highs in points and rebounds, coupled with flashes of playmaking ability, indicate a player on a rise. But Minott is also still refining aspects of his game, like his three-point shooting and his decision-making in high-pressure scenarios. The sample size is growing, and with it, the clarity of his potential. Watching him in different matchups reveals both strengths and areas for growth, which is exactly what you want to see from a developing player. The mistakes aren't setbacks, they're lessons, and the adjustments he makes from game to game are evidence of a mind that's both capable and coachable. That growth mindset is part of what makes this era of Celtics basketball so compelling. Young talent rising, veterans mentoring, and a team constantly evolving. Meanwhile, the conversation around other contributors like Nimishkata, adds another layer to the narrative. Kata brings a presence in the paint that the Celtics need, particularly on defense and in rebounding. He's not just filling space. He's impacting the game in ways that don't always show up on the basic stat sheet. Point differentials, possession metrics, and on-off data all highlight his influence. The Celtics perform markedly better with him on the floor, which emphasizes that his role, while perhaps not glamorous, is essential. His size and shot-blocking ability make him a defensive anchor, and in the absence of other traditional big men on the roster, his contributions become even more valuable. There's a tactical side to this team that's fascinating. The way different skill sets complement each other, the choices the coaching staff makes in rotations, and how emerging stars like Minot are integrated into that system. The Celtics are in an interesting phase where they're blending youth with experience, potential with immediate impact. Watching Minot, Kata, and others grow within this structure is like seeing a puzzle come together piece by piece. Minot's trajectory is particularly intriguing because he represents not just current performance, but future possibility. How high can his ceiling go? Will he become a core piece of the team's long-term plan? The signs are promising, but the journey is ongoing, and that uncertainty is what makes following the season so exciting. There's a rhythm to these developments, a pulse in every game, every play, every adjustment that gives fans a reason to stay engaged and invested. Even in moments of inconsistency, there's a clear narrative forming. Minot is learning, adapting, and contributing in ways that matter. Kata is establishing himself as a reliable anchor. The synergy between individual talent and team strategy is palpable, and the broader landscape of the league, contracts, salary caps, and potential market interest adds context to every move the Celtics make. Watching this unfold is not just about analyzing stats or wins and losses. It's about witnessing the evolution of a team, the rise of new stars, and the subtle chess game that happens off the court as much as on it. The story is dynamic, and as fans, we're right there in the middle of it, tracking every high, every challenge, and every breakthrough. Minot's growth is especially compelling when you consider how he handles pressure, learns from mistakes, and leverages coaching input. There's a maturity in how he approaches his role, even as he continues to refine his skills. Every game offers new insights into what he can become, and every adjustment shows a player taking ownership of his development. The balance between raw talent and disciplined growth is delicate, but he's managing it in a way that makes the Celtics' future incredibly intriguing. And while questions about contracts and external interest exist, they are secondary to what's happening on the court. Performance, contribution, and fit within the system remain the driving forces shaping his journey. This is the moment where a young player's career can pivot dramatically. Success in these games, development through the season, and the ability to mesh with teammates like TATUM can set the tone for years to come. For Celtics fans, watching Minot is more than just following statistics. It's witnessing potential unfold in real time, understanding the stakes of each possession, and appreciating the intricate dynamics that make basketball both a sport and a story. The energy, the progress, and the subtle narratives all combine to create a season that is about more than wins. It's about growth, opportunity, and the promise of something greater on the horizon. Kata's impact, though different, is equally crucial. Defense, rebounds, and positioning. These are the foundational elements that allow offensive stars to shine. When he's on the floor, the team operates more efficiently, and those moments highlight the importance of complementary players. In a league where stars often get the spotlight, it's these contributions that quietly define team success. His role demonstrates that winning basketball is a collaborative effort, reliant on both flashes of brilliance and steady, reliable performance. And in the context of the Celtics, this mix of emerging talent and essential role players is shaping a team that has potential both now and for the future. Josh Minot's journey, alongside Kata's steady contributions, exemplifies the delicate balance of youth, opportunity, and system fit. Every game, every play, every adjustment feeds into a larger narrative of growth and strategy. As the season progresses, Watching these players develop in real time offers a window into how talent, coaching, and team philosophy intersect to create something compelling on the court. The Celtics are building something nuanced, dynamic, and exciting, and fans are here for every step of the journey, witnessing a team evolve game by game, player by player, moment by moment. All right, Celtics Nation, as we continue breaking down the developments with Boston, it's time to look a little deeper into how Josh Minott and Nimish Kata are shaping the team and what it all means moving forward. Minott's trajectory is fascinating because it's not just about the points he's scoring or the rebounds he's pulling down. It's about the way he's integrating into the Celtics' identity. At just 22, he's showing a level of adaptability that suggests he can be molded into whatever the team needs. Some nights, he's a dominant scorer, taking control of the paint, hitting mid-range jumpers, and crashing the boards like a seasoned veteran. Other nights, he's contributing in quieter ways, moving without the ball, setting screens, rotating on defense, and learning the nuances of professional basketball that stats don't always capture. That kind of growth is priceless for a team like Boston, especially in a season that's transitional but still competitive. The fascinating part of Minott's development is how he balances raw athleticism with emerging intelligence on the court. He's not just running up and down. He's reading plays, anticipating passes, understanding how to complement teammates like Jason Tatum without taking away from their rhythm. That balance is hard to achieve for players at any age, let alone someone just starting their professional journey. It's one thing to have the physical tools, height, speed, wingspan, but it's another to understand spacing, timing, and basketball IQ at a high level. Minott is beginning to demonstrate that he has both sides of the equation, which makes him an intriguing piece not just for the current season, but for what the Celtics hope to build in the coming years. And then there's the strategic angle to consider. While the discussions about Minott potentially pricing himself out of Boston are intriguing, they're still speculative at this stage. The reality is, young stars like him need time to establish themselves. And while other teams may notice his growth, the Celtics are in a position to benefit from having him on a team that understands his value and is committed to integrating him into their system. He's not just a commodity. He's part of a larger plan, and the way Boston is nurturing him shows a thoughtful approach to player development. It's a reminder that success in the NBA isn't only about immediate output. It's about growth, fit, and long-term planning. Meanwhile, Nimish Kata's role as a defensive anchor cannot be overstated. His impact goes beyond basic stats. He changes the game simply by being on the floor. Rebounds, shot blocking, positioning. These are elements that create opportunities for the rest of the team. Kata's presence allows the Celtics to execute both offensive and defensive schemes more effectively. When he's out there, the team performs at a level that's difficult to replicate without him. The difference is measurable in points per 100 possessions and on-off metrics, and it's noticeable even in the flow of the game. His ability to dominate the paint, contest shots, and secure rebounds provide the foundation that supports the emerging stars around him, including Minott, and gives the coaching staff flexibility in rotations. But before we continue, please remember to subscribe to the channel and give the video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest news about the Boston Celtics. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. The Boston Celtics locker room is reportedly simmering with tension after a cryptic message from star forward Jason Tatum set social media and fan forums alike. Sources close to the team claim that Tatum, widely regarded as the cornerstone of the franchise, made headlines this week with a statement that has left many in the NBA world guessing. If he comes back, then they don't need me. While Tatum didn't specify who he is, speculation is running rampant. Some insiders suggest he could be referring to a former Celtics superstar rumored to be considering a return to Boston. The mere hint of such a move seems to have triggered a very public assertion from Tatum, signaling that his role, or even his future, with the team could be in question if that return comes to fruition. Fans have taken to social media, debating what this could mean for the Celtics' championship hopes. Could Tatum be ready to walk away if the franchise opts to reunite with a former legend? Or is this simply a negotiation tactic to assert his importance in the team's hierarchy? Analysts are divided, But most agree that few players in the league carry Tatum's combination of talent, leadership, and marketability. Losing him would be a seismic shift for a franchise that has been carefully balancing youth and veteran experience. Inside sources indicate that team management is aware of Tatum's statement and is reportedly weighing options quietly, attempting to maintain team cohesion while navigating what could be a delicate situation. Some suggest the Celtics could pursue creative solutions to keep both talents happy, but others warn that egos and legacy considerations could complicate matters. For now, Boston fans are left to speculate, with every tweet, interview, or Instagram post from Tatum being dissected for hidden meaning. One thing is certain. The Celtics are at a crossroads, and the next few months could define not just the trajectory of the team, but also the legacy of one of the NBA's brightest stars. Whether this turns out to be a dramatic bluff, a veiled warning, or the start of a major shakeup in Boston, the rumor mill is running hot, and Jason Tatum has just ensured that every fan, analyst, and rival team is watching closely. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Boston Celtics, please subscribe to our channel and give the video a like. We always appreciate your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.